What is going on, guys? It is your boy Crunch, and in today's video we are going to be comparing the new mind Barragan that came out just about a week or so ago and the new mind Ulquiorra that was released a few months ago. So keep in mind, this is not my account, this is my friend's account. He is like he's a legend. He plays a little too much probably. Just kidding. He plays a lot, and he was able to link. Their links are leveled up all the way, 10 out of 10 for all three of them. So we're going to be comparing them at the best of their abilities. And yeah, I'm kind of excited just because I've never tested out a character with 10 out of 10 link slots. And we're talking about huge increases. Barragan also has a 5 out of 5 special. So yeah, they're at the best of their ability. If you don't know how these go, we compare them. We do we go over the character itself with the best build and just talk about their pros, and then we go ahead and do PvP, and then we do a comparison. But for this video, I wasn't able to get PvP done. I wasn't able to get the footage. I kind of just forgot. But we're gonna go ahead and compare them at the end, so just keep that in mind. But with that said, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at both of the characters. First up we've got is Barragan. So this character is an absolute tank. Back when he was released just a couple of days ago, what am I talking about? I make it sound like it was months ago. I wasn't too hyped on it. I really just didn't care too much about him. I actually believed Xyloporo and Wonderwise were better than him for whatever reason. But looking at everything he's got, he's a complete monster. So let's just start off with his attribute and killer and soul trait. So his attribute is mind, of course. He also has 20% Soul Reaper damage, which is a really nice killer effect to have. And then he has Soul Trait minus 12% recharge time. So that's the one downside about him, I guess you could say, is that he doesn't have the best Soul Trait. At least it's not gonna benefit him at all in PvP. So in PvE, of course, 12 recharge time is really nice, but PvP, it's kind of useless. And I don't know. Soul trait and killer effect and attributes are pretty nice, but that's not what makes him good. What makes him good are his stats and skills. So first off, his stats are 1011 stamina, attack 627, defense 336, focus 332, and spiritual pressure at 729. So looking at that, he does have the highest SP in the game. He's tied for the highest SP in the game with I think Ulquiorra himself and second anniversary Ichigo. So that's high SP, man. It doesn't get better than that right now. And you can see through the gameplay itself, you're probably looking at it right now, and it's just a lot of damage through everything. And of course, 627 attack isn't too bad either, but his SP is what makes him good. Of course, skills, he has Flash Step, Long Reach plus 20%, Bruiser plus 20%, Frenzy, Devastation plus 40%, and Debilitator. So those are awesome skills. Of course, the best one being Frenzy, which doubles his strong attacks. And I don't know if you're looking at his strong attacks or the gameplay, but take a look at his second and third. His second and third hit so many times, it's insane. Like, it actually, especially that third one. That third one hits like 4 waves, like 3 or 4 waves. And add the fact that he has double hits, it's just insane damage. It's just absolutely crazy. But he's got that going for him, and that's kind of like his standout, of course, Frenzy. But he also has Long Reach and Bruiser plus 20%, which helps out his normal attacks. He gets better range and he hits harder. He doesn't have ranged attacks. He has a melee attack, which isn't too bad. I kind of like it. I like the way it looks. It goes good with him. Of course, Devastation and Debilitator, those two are really good skills. Debilitator is awesome because he inflicts weakening through all of his strong attacks, I believe his normal attacks, and his special. So that is it for him. Go ahead and enjoy his amazing special. Shino Ibuki Respira Kudara. Next up, we've got Ulquiorra. This is an awesome character that was released very recently as well. You know, it hasn't been that long since he was released, and it's cool because, well, it's kind of funny because they both are actually very similar. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So of course, he is a mind attribute. He has Soul Reaper plus 20% extra damage. His soul trait is strong attack recharge time minus 12%. So they have the same killer effect and they have the same soul trait. Really identical. Of course, his stats are 1001 stamina, attack 623, defense 354, focus 324, and SP at 729. Of course, they've got little slight changes. His attack, I think, is a little lower, but it's not that much more. And the thing about it, though, is that his normal attack is ranged, so he does have that advantage. I think he has better defense and slightly less focus. But of course, what makes him who he is his 729 SP, which is tied with Barragan, which is the highest in the game. Like, it's insane. It's just a lot of SP. His skills, though, he does have increased flash step. He has sad range up, which is what is that? Long reach. Yeah, long reach. Bruiser plus 20%. Frenzy. Devastation plus 40%, debilitator. So he just has very similar skills as well. God damn, they basically made the same character. That's crazy. Because he also gets the range up on his strong attacks. He gets Bruiser, Frenzy, Devastation plus 40%, and Debilitator. Debilitator because he does inflict fire, or he does inflict, you know, he burns the enemy as his status ailment through his special. He doesn't do it through everything though. That's the one thing about Barragan that he does have over SC Ulquiorra. He inflicts his weakening through everything. But if we look at his other skills, he also has Bruiser plus 20%, which I think, in my opinion, makes it it's more useful with him because of the range. But very similar, man. They are very similar. When you look at his gameplay, they are different in the fact that he does have a second strong attack that's a moving vortex that goes forward, which is really cool. I really like his second strong attack. And then his third is a charged up third strong attack, which is not very common. You know, there's only like 2 or 3 characters in the game that have it. And I think his is very strong. You know, hits multiple waves and it hits really hard. And you know, you add Frenzy, you get double hit. His fodder, he does need 5-star Ulquiorra. He needs 9 of those. He needs 4 4-star Yamis and 3 4-star Orihimes. Best build, same thing as Barragan. Strong attack recharge time slash strong attack damage. Just because, of course, that's the type of character he'd be better suited for. But yeah, anyways, that is it. That's it for Ulquiorra. Go ahead and enjoy his special. And with that said, now we are going to be comparing the two, just talking about their pros and cons. We'll go ahead and just start off with Barragan himself. So, of course, first thing I put up there is tied for the highest SP. 729 SP is the highest. I've already said that, but I can't stress it enough. It's really, you can see it, you can feel it with these two characters. 729 SP is insane. Of course, he also has Frenzy. You know, along with having the highest SP, he also gets double strong attack hits, which is just, I think is just broken. Neutral attribute, of course, so going in and going towards raids or inheritance or even, you know, PvP, he gets that neutral attribute, so he doesn't get hit harder through you know, green or red or speed or the blue ones. You know, those ones do have disadvantage on certain attributes, but this one doesn't. And I just like that about it. It is useful, at least for PvP. Having a stall character, it's perfect. He can actually do that. And then, of course, weakening element. Of course, the fact that he can weaken through everything just makes it like such a good thing to have. That's what sets him apart from other characters. Just that he can weaken through everything. And of course, also having Debilitator, it just adds to how much longer the enemy is weakened, and it's just perfect. It's a really nice pro to have. Amazing strong attacks. I had to put that in there. Just amazing. They hit so hard, and they hit like more waves than I've seen in any. I think his third strong attack hits more waves than I've seen in any character. I think it hits about 4 waves, which is, it's just insane. And then of course he is a boss killer because of having weakening. I believe the weakening is inflicted before he inflicts damage, so you can count on hitting even harder And that is basically Barragan for pros. For cons, I did go ahead and put in there soul trait for PvE. His soul trait is 12% recharge time, and that really is only good for PvE. PvP, it's useless, and I think that's basically it for him. That's all I really have for bad or, you know, cons about him. But yeah, that's Barragan. Now we move on to SC Ulquiorra. Tied for highest SP, of course, just like Barragan. I've already mentioned that too many times, but awesome. Frenzy, double strong attack hits. Doesn't get better than that. He also does get neutral attribute though, because he is a mind attribute, and that's very useful. I already mentioned it, but the fact that he gets that, it helps out for stalling in PvP, and that's one thing that I guess he has an advantage in, because he's not the best fit for PvP. But I guess if you want to stall, I guess this helps. He also has ranged attacks. I think that's a pro. In my opinion, I really like the fact that he has ranged attacks, and I think it's better than having melee. Boss Killer, of course, his special is one of the best, I believe. Hits full screen, hits hard, man. It hits super hard, and he inflicts fire. So he burns the enemies. The enemies die even longer, and of course with Debilitator, it adds time to the burn, and it's perfect. It just adds a lot of damage. Dirge charged up attack. I like it. I think it's a pro. It can be a pro in PvE because it does hit really hard. I really do think they're worth it in PvE. But going towards his cons, it is a bad thing, I believe, just because in PvP you can't charge it up. It's just a normal strong attack, and at that point when you don't charge up the third one, it kind of just ends up being like a normal character's first strong attack, which, I mean, is not horrible, but it's just not the best. Another thing, of course, as a con, I put PvE soul trait, just like Barragan. The fact that they don't have a great PvP soul trait kind of like takes a little bit away from them, you know, just because PvP is a big thing about Bleach Brave Souls, and having a PvE soul trait that only works for PvE is kind of a downside in my opinion. But all in all, man, they are great characters. They're very similar. They only have minor changes. Best fit, I actually listed Barragan as a PvP and PvE because I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's a few reviews out there, and his third strong attack, when he uses it right off the bat, can kill every enemy on the team, on the opposing team, 8 out of 10 times, like 7 out of 10 times, which is a good number, and it's just crazy. And if it doesn't kill them, it'll take their health down all the way almost. Ulquiorra, I had to list him as best suited for PvE. PvP, he's not horrible, but you know, I think he's mainly suited for PvE. You know, especially the fact that he has a charged up attack. His soul trait is PvE. You know, those things just kind of make him a better suited character for PvE. But yeah, that is it, man. That's both Barragan and Ulquiorra being compared. Let me know in the comments what you think about both of these characters. I'm not being biased with any of this. I really like Ulquiorra. He's my favorite character in the game. But you know, when it's all said and done, I do think Barragan is slightly better. And that's, you see, that's me not being biased at all, because I really like Ulquiorra. He's my favorite, and I do think Barragan's slightly better. Anyways, they're both very close though. Just keep that in mind. It's almost like it's just maybe a hair, you know, Barragan's just slightly better. But anyways, let me know in the comments who you think is better out of the two. List me some pros and cons about them that I might have not listed here. Let me know who you would like to see next for a comparison. You know, of course, if I get those manga characters, I will be comparing some characters, and I'd gladly do those. But anyways, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I love you so much. If you guys can hit the like button on this video, that would mean a lot. I did spend a good time on this. And also shout outs to my boy. He helped me out by letting me do this. He's a freaking legend. Can we go into the comments actually and just say Mikhail is a legend, because he's the one that actually let me use his account. And yeah, I'll link in the description, maybe his Twitter or something. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.